It's another live hog out, and welcome today because we've got test matches going on in the subcontinent. One's finished, that's Bangladesh versus South Africa. Well done to South Africa there. But England have got Pakistan on the back foot. New Zealand have got India on the back foot as well. We've got a few talking points and we've got some questions for you. So after the bumper, let's get right into it. Before we go to Pakistan versus England, just want to have a quick little chat about how the game between India and New Zealand is going right now. Washington Sundar, we're going to talk about him later on in the broadcast, but he nearly had Conway out. They should have gone up for a review there. So New Zealand are really trying to attack the spin of India, especially with the new ball. They're doing a good job because they need a lead of around 280. If they get there, they should win this test match. But more to talk about that a little later on. Let's just join in the Pakistan fans and England fans as well. Just have a quick wrap how the England-Pakistan's game is going, because it's lunchtime there now. But there's a few players that I want to talk about. Duckett and who's the other one here? I'll get him up there. Shakil. Both left-handed batsmen. The way they have played spin in this game has been phenomenal. Duckett using the sweep, the conventional sweep, reverse sweep well, but also adding to his game, using his feet, getting down and prepared to hit the bowlers over their heads back down the ground to try and put them off their length. Shakil has been doing the same thing. Not as aggressive as Duckett, but the one thing with Shakil, he's a little bit more conservative, a little bit more defensive, but he's getting a long stride with that front leg, especially to the left arm off spinner who's bowling to him, trying to hit the rough outside off stump, turning it back. He's getting that as far forward as he can outside the line of off stump. So if he gets hit on the pad, there's no chance of LBW. But when the right hand off spinner is coming in around the wicket where he's straightening it up to try and hit the stumps, well, he's getting on that sweep shot, trying to put him off that line of length as well as using his feet. So he's playing a different game to the two different types of spinners. More attacking to the right arm off spinner, which I absolutely love, trying to put him off that length and trying to create a little bit of confusion there so it takes the LB out of the game. So he's taking more risk against the right off spinner. So left-handed batsmen out there that want to play on the subcontinent against spin, watch those two players if you're watching that particular test match. And Sajid Khan, another sixer. I love his aggression with that new ball. I love the way that he just hung in there when things weren't going right. He's just looking to take wickets, but he's also looking to keep the pressure on as well. I just love his variety and just love the way that he's in the face of the opposition batsman. And Rehan Ahmed from England, the leg spinner. Don't really see too many leg spinners doing that well on the subcontinent of late, especially with the way that there's a little bit more aggression in Test cricket as well, and leg spinners are bowling a little quicker. And he has proven a point here. He's been brilliant. He's just come into the England side. He's made to wait. He's only young, but I love the way that he turns the big leg spinner. Then he's got a great wrong-un, but his second wicket there, I think it was, I'll just get that up so that we get it right. Aga, it was a top spinner. That is a beautiful delivery when you've got the ball spinning both ways. Leg spinners out there, if it's turning big, batsmen are playing for the spin. So the top spinner is probably going to be your biggest wicket-taking opportunity when you're attacking the stumps. So just watch the way that he's going about it there. But I think Pakistan really need to get a little closer here. With the way that England play that aggressive style of cricket, I think this game on here, either team can win where the game is poised at the present moment. But with Pakistan chasing, I'm a little bit nervous, especially with the wicket turning and keeping low there. Okay, let's get into the game that's going on now. And I've got it on my screen just to the little right here, low down on the to my right. So if I'm just looking down there, I'm just making sure that I'm keeping tabs there. But there are a couple of players that I want to talk about from the first innings here. Can we get the first player up, please? AK, who's behind the scenes there, helping me out. 7 wickets to Washington Sundar. Now, people out there who follow me and saw my tweet the other day, why did they pick Sundar in front of Kuldeep Yadav? I'm still bamboozled by it because I just like more variety in your spin attack. But I'm going to have to congratulate Washington Sundar here. He bowled exceptionally well, especially when you've got Ashwin and Jadeja, who have been the trump cards over many years. He didn't succumb to the pressure. He didn't chase the wickets. He just kept it nice and simple. And the thing that I liked about his bowling was his simple variety. The wickets turning. He bowled a little bit of overspin where it turned big. And then he bowled a little bit of cross seam where it went straight on, skidded, and that's he got a few wickets like that as well. Bowling to the left-handers, beating that outside edge, but then beating the inside edge with the LBs and bowls, and also with the right-handers, making the batsman play for the spin, and then all of a sudden that straighter one, beating the outside edge, just clipping the off bail. Beautiful bowling, Sundar. And yeah, and that sometimes decisions like India have made work for them. Sometimes they don't. And this one has really worked for them. And it's great to see Sundar getting another opportunity and showing India have got plenty of depth in their spin department, their all-round department there. So well done to Washington Sundar. Okay, let's go on to the next talking point. This is a big one. Virat Kohli. Just the night before he went out to bat, so this was 2 nights ago, he had the night watchman there, Akashdeep, and he was sitting there. He was a little jovial. He was talking a lot, smiling. And then when he got his opportunity to go out and bat, he just ran straight out there. He was a lot quicker than he normally is. He had something on his mind. He was trying to be a little bit too over aggressive. I just think he's struggling for runs, and he just changed the way that he prepares for the innings. He tried to do something different. He's got to go back to basics. What does Virat Kohli do well? He goes out there. He's very dominant with his defence very early on. He's not really looking to over-attack the bowlers. He's trying to get himself set, especially for the first 10 runs. And when he lines up the wicket and he gets a taste of the bowlers, he takes the game away. For me at the moment, I just think he's searching for runs too early on in his innings. And he's just got to get that focus back. So, and the shot that he played against Santner, that crossbat shot, I don't know where that has come from. That's just mental preparedness. I just don't think he's 100% switched on with that mental preparedness. But watch out when he comes to Australia. I think he will turn things around. And it looks as though there's an LBW chance there for India. It looks as though it's Latham going for the sweep shot. And I think he's going to be given out. Now, what's our next talking point while we're waiting for that, please, AK? Because they've gone upstairs. David Warner. We've got to talk about David Warner, doesn't he? Coming out of retirement, playing Test cricket again. What are you thinking, David Warner, putting your hand up like this? Well, quite frankly, better get over here so that you can actually see me. Quite frankly, if Australia don't have opening options out the present moment, which they feel that can come in and fit the slot, well, why not bring David Warner back in if he thinks he's got that preparation under his belt, if he thinks he can do the job? David Warner is not going to put his hand up if he thinks he can't do it. He's not going to go out there and embarrass himself. He loves a challenge. So if there's an SOS call there, I think Australia would be mad not to take it up. But there are a couple of players that I'd like to see given an opportunity. I've mentioned a few players over the last couple of weeks. There's Bancroft, there's Harris, there's Renshaw, there's Constance. But there's one player that's just been behind the scenes. He's made a lot of hundreds. He's only averaging 33, but he's made some big hundreds, and that's Henry Hunt from South Australia. So don't be surprised if Hunt gets selected. I think he's made 200s this season, but he's also made a couple of low scores as well. But the thing is, when you make them big, and that's what Hunt does. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go with Hunt. I'd prefer to go with Hunt than David Warner, for the simple fact that you're bringing someone new in while you've got experience around, and you're backing your Sheffield Shield system, and you're backing the players that have been doing the job in Sheffield Shield over the last couple of years. So watch his space. Okay. Have we got any questions there, please? Okay. Can we get them up? I better get my glasses on to see if we can get them here. Oh, firstly, if you want a chance to go live with me like I was during the T20 World Cup, fill out the Google form. It's on my YouTube channel. Fill out that Google form, get on there, and I wouldn't mind having a chat to you, the fans out there, seeing what your cricket buzz has got in the world of cricket. Now, have we got any questions there, okay? Oh, you better get on. Hopefully they're coming through. Yes, here we go. Tabby B58, New Zealand, good bowling or poor batting? Look, Travie, I think it is. I'm going to put it down to good bowling because India bat extremely well in Indian conditions. They put the pressure on India. They've created those chances. And I'd say it's good bowling, pressure bowling, not trying to chase wickets, but also good teamwork in the sense that the batters set the scene. There is one little bit of a problem with their New Zealand batting, but the middle order didn't bat well. Blundell's shot was terrible. Then you've got Phillips' shot as well. They should have tried to bat big and try and get 300 on the board. Yes, you want to play with that aggression. But at the end of the day, when you've got the home team on the subcontinent on the back foot, you want to try and bat as deep as possible in that first innings and make the most of the batting conditions. But also a few shots from Sarfraz and Pant and Kohli. The Indian middle order weren't too good as well, but full credit to New Zealand putting the pressure on India. Thanks for that, Travie. Oh, I love that question. Anupam, how are you going? What just happened in Perth? How on earth can a team go from 52 for 2 to 53 all out? Well, Anupam, just happens. Tasmania got on the roll, and West Australia could not live up to their reputation. They've been dominant over the last couple of years, and they just found a way to get out. Full credit to Tasmania. Yes, it's something that WA won't be proud of, but they're going to have to take it on the chin, move on to the next game, and hopefully they can turn things around very quickly in the shorter format because they're not doing too well in that shorter form of the game, but they did well in the Shield game. Things happen like this. India got bowled out for less than 50 in the first test match. Things happen. But good awareness there, Anupam. I like that. I was about to go down to the whacker too until I checked out the scorecard. And I've been bowled out for 53. It wasn't worth the trip. Okay, we've got the next question there, please, AK. Okay, Leighton Hunt, how are you going? Would you think Santner would ever get 7 wickets in India? Yes, I would. I like the way that he goes about his business. He's tall. He keeps it nice and simple. I think he's grown in stature. He's got a lot of IPL experience over there now as well. And I just think full credit to him as well. I think over previous years, he'd be looking out the other bowlers, especially Patel, doing well. And he might have been searching for wickets a little more in previous years. But today I thought he bowled exceptionally well with the bits and pieces that I saw. He tried to keep it nice and simple, just try to apply the pressure. And when Jadeja, they didn't go up for the review when he patted to the short leg there, he just took it on the chin, moved on. after seeing the replay and got back to business. So his mindset is probably the best it's been for test level right now. And I just love the way that he can come in that lower order and add depth in the batting as well. So full credit to Santner for the way he goes about it. If you ask me, well, I've always thought Santner was going to be good over in subcontinent conditions. So I'm surprised that he hasn't got a better record, because just the way that he bowls, his height is suited for those conditions, especially left arm around the wicket to right-handed batsmen. So I love the way that he's got a couple to turn and a couple to go straight on. So he's created those opportunities today. Well done to Santner. That's a good little statement there, Leighton Hunt. I like that. Right, have we got the next question? Joy. I think you might have been on Twitter getting stuck into me with my comments about Sanju. Sunday's Washington. Hello, Hoggy. How are you, mates? I'm going well. How do you rate Santner bowling? Will New Zealand win this test and secure the series as well? Look, I rate Santner's bowling. As I just said before, I'm very surprised that his record's not as good as what we've seen before, but I think there's been a lot of expectations on him as well. And I think there's been a period of time they've done what New Zealand have tried to get Santner to do is what Australia tried to do with Ashton Agar, get him to be a batting all-rounder. And I think sometimes you take away that strength of the off spin and the focus goes more into the batting rather than off spin as well, just thinking about it. But I've just been very impressed with the way that he goes about it. I like what he does, and he's utilising his height well over here in Indian conditions. And I think New Zealand will win this test match. India have got a lot of work to do, and I think if New Zealand can bat today and most of tomorrow, the wicket's going to break up even more, and India are going to struggle to chase down around about 280, 300. So sorry about that, Joy, but that's the way I see it. So New Zealand could be winning a series on Indian soil as we watch. Okay, next question, please, AK. Anupam, what aspects of women's cricket should people really watch that are more fascinating than in men's cricket? I think it's a different type of game. They got shorter boundaries. The one thing that I really want with the women's game is the team batting second to be able to chase down bigger totals in T20 cricket. But I think we've got to support women's cricket. It's improving. It's getting better. I like the way that spinners really dominate in the women's game, more so than pace. So spin really have a big impact there. So I think you're looking at the women's game, just look out the way that spin plays a big part. And watch out for the pace bowlers as well. As the years go by and technology improves the fitness of the women and finds out a way for them to be a little bit more explosive with the ball, the pace bowlers are really going to start getting a little bit quicker in the women's game over the next 10 years. So watch out for those two aspects. That's what I'd be watching. Spin, mainly spin. I think that's biased because I'm a spinner as well myself. Okay, we've got another question there, okay. Josh Inglis as an opener, what do you think? Oh, look, Josh Inglis as an opener, that is not a bad idea. He's the type of guy that can take up the challenge. He plays. He's made a lot of runs for WA when the going is tough. He loves those tough moments, and that is not a bad option to throw up in the works. Have Kerry keeping, but Josh Inglis as the opening bat. I don't think that's a bad thought. But we've got to try and get him to open more in first-class cricket to give him that opportunity. So for me, if they can't back a genuine opener at the moment, they don't think that a genuine opener's got the skill or is ready for test level, we'll try someone like Inglis in that position. I don't think that's a bad thing because he has faced the second-year ball a number of times, especially early on in his innings. He's able to handle it and take the game on. So for me, that's not a bad idea. Good thought there, Anapa. I love it. Have we got any more questions there, please, AK? Oh, we're running out. I know. Okay, this will be the last question because the game's on and everyone wants to focus on there. You're playing 11 for the BGT for both teams. Well, Australia's pretty standard. You've got Khawaja. I'd have Henry Hunt opening the batting with him. Then you've got Labuschagne, Smith, Travis Head, Mitchell Marsh, Carey, Cummins, Stark, Hazelwood, Lyon. I don't think you're going to change too much there. Have I got enough there? Yep, 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's 11. And for India, I'd have Rohit Sharma, Jaswal, Gill, Kohli. I'd actually go for Rahul because I think Sarfaraz Khan's technique over here in Australia, his hands are too low. I think Rahul might be a better option there. Then I've got Pound coming in 6. Jadeja, Ashwin, you'd have to keep them. Akashdeep is coming in out 8 for a little bit of batting depth. Hang on, 6, 7, 8. Akashdeep is coming in out 9. Boomerang and Siraj. That would be my first 11 for India over here in the Border Gavaskar Trophy. They're going to have to turn things around very quickly because New Zealand have got them on the back foot. This live is going to be short and sharp. We'll just have 1 or 2 more questions because we want to get back and watch the game. Bangladesh cricket unveiled. Mate, Wafi here, I told you Pakistan will beat England, but Bangladesh lost. Well, we thought Bangladesh. I was on with Wafi on his podcast the other day because he's been kind to come on to my podcast a couple of times. And we were talking about it. And I said on his podcast that Bangladesh should win in Dhaka, but they're going to struggle in Chittagong because Chittagong is a little bouncier, whereas Dhaka is a little lower. But Bangladesh couldn't handle the pace of Pakistan. And then when they got their turn to bowl, they couldn't keep the pressure on with their spinners. And South Africa batted really well to put the pressure on Bangladesh. And I think South Africa are going to win this series 2-0, Wafi, 2-0. I'm sorry about that. And I don't think Pakistan are going to beat England in this third test, but they beat them in the second test. You got that one right. So we're 1-1, Wafi. We are 1-1. Thanks very much for that, mate. Okay, guys, I think that's it. Well, that's a wrap for today. Thanks very much for joining us. Next week, we'll go live again, but we'll get one of the fans to come in, or even a couple of fans, and we'll just talk cricket. What's going on in the world of cricket over the next week. So if you want to get online, join that Google form. Thanks very much, guys, for joining us. And we'll see you next week for another live Hog Out. Got to get that.